Ushabuda. Hotala. Ya move, I move. Ya pili ya mga hotala. Hotala mo. Eh?
Lights.
The stage is set.
Camera.
The shortest format, the biggest role.
Action.
Lovely shot. Oh, bullseye. It's taken.
Izano Bukela Amanina Ishala Iskakama. And remember, entry is free.
The Hollywood Bets Pro Series from 4 October to 15 March.
Remember those blissful long summer days? Dry smoke drifting across the stands. The hiss on the grass banks. And the thrill of getting your hero's autograph? Remember when we came together for more than just cricket? For the rivalries, the banter, and for those moments that brought us all to our feet.
Sensational catch. Right out of the stadium. What a shot that is.
Remember that feeling? It's back. Every team, every format, from the fire of the T20 Challenge to the battles of the One Day Cup. The intrigue of the 4-day series and the brilliance of the Hollywood Bets Pro Series.
Boulder.
This season, it's time to make new memories. Book your ticket to the best of South African domestic action. Head to cricket.co.za for all the details. With hometown pride on the line. Ozanawe.
So tell me, these Proteas, are they talented?
Yeah.
Fierce.
Yeah.
Dynamic. Yeah. Do they have the passion?
That is an outstanding catch.
Yeah.
Is ambition a part of this team?
Yeah.
Do they look unstoppable?
Yeah.
Unbreakable?
Yeah.
Unafraid?
Yeah.
Will they win the Cricket World Cup?
Absolute class from Laura Volpa.
Oh, that's out of here. Oh, just like that. This is thrilling. It's a jam.
This is unbelievable. This is fantasy cricket.
Join the charge. Support the Proteas women on their journey to World Cup glory.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Dominic Hendricks and I am the captain of the DP World Lions Red Ball team. I think number one, we had a great campaign. We didn't lose a game at home, and I think that was one of the keys to our success last season. The thing that impressed me the most was that we sort of won away from home quite a few times, and yeah, we were highly competitive throughout the campaign. The final was a heated affair. Unfortunately, we couldn't win that outright, and we had to settle for a draw. But I think the big thing was that we managed to get 20 wickets in that game, which was special about the final. To me personally, it's a massive honour. Number one, I think we've done some good things over the last couple of years in terms of our team and our environment, making sure that our culture is really good. So again, looking forward to another successful season, and hopefully the boys can start the campaign off really well. How do we carry the momentum? It's a very difficult question to answer, considering we've got quite a lot of movement this year. So I think the best thing is there is some continuity in terms of a lot of our, a majority of our players are still sort of the same faces that we've seen. So getting the likes of Mitchell, Connor, Josh, those are sort of the leadership guys to sort of carry the momentum that we had from last season, and try and get us off to a good start come this Thursday.
welcome here today at the Bloemfontein Oval in the Free State for this fixture between the Knights and the Vembro Impalas. The news from the middle was the Impalas have won the toss. They've elected to bowl first. The Knights, Jock Snyman and Gian Klute stepping up to the middle. The conditions today overcast. We had some thunderstorms yesterday. There's still the danger of rain later this afternoon, but currently it looks like a good days of play. Umpires on the field. Joined in commentary today with Rafiq. Welcome, Rafiq.
Good afternoon. Thanks, John. Yeah, the two umpires making their way out to the middle. Waldo Lateghan, former player, played for SWD, also played some cricket up here in the Free State for the University of the Free State, and Roger Byrne. Those are our two umpires as we see the Vembro Impalas making their way onto the field. As you mentioned, they won the toss and decided or elected to bowl first. Your thoughts on that, John? You think a good decision by them?
It's a difficult one. Obviously, with the conditions the last 2 days, we're not too sure about the rain, whether we will be getting rain. I think the thinking was that there might be movement up front with overcast conditions. Bloemfontein is known to be fast track. We've got a big field here, fast outfield. Always an interesting place to play.
Yeah, look, with the bit of overnight rain that we had, I'm sure the Knights would have, maybe just speaking to the coaches this morning, would have probably wanted to bowl first themselves, maybe to see if there's some moisture in the wicket, something up front. But there's always also the short boundary that we see towards the eastern side of the ground, something that you have to consider. I think with a short boundary, it always makes it difficult to defend totals at this ground. So I think maybe a good decision by the Impalas to bowl first. Just looking at the Knights lineup, coming off a win last week against Northern Cape. They're unbeaten this season in both competition in all formats. The two changes to the team that has played last week. Patrick Botha is out and his place is taken up by Ross Post, who's making his debut for the Knights. A player from the Boland area, plays for Marties and Stellenbosch University. And then Sisanda Magala has got a bit of a niggle. His place is taken by Langa, who comes into the starting 11.
Yeah, the Knights obviously coming from a strong win last time out with Riley Rousseau, the veteran, smashing 97 runs or 46 deliveries. Knights with a bit of momentum, looking to continue that, playing home here today.
So to open the bowling for the Impalas, Modi Mokwani from the Willows End. Good start for the Knights as that one is being pulled by Gian Klute behind square for 4. So first boundary of the match coming from the first delivery of the game.
Excellent start for the Knights. Just a bit
good start for the Knights as that one is being pulled by Gian Klute. Look at the two players out. He's got a deep square out, almost in front of square, and a long on out. Those are the two players out in this power play. As we see the onside field getting strengthened as deep square leg goes out, deep mid wicket, or square leg goes out, deep mid wicket, and a long on.
Short again, cut through the offside. It's beaten, cover, and it's raced away for 4.
Unfortunately, a bit of width offered there to that short boundary, and Klute, one of 4 former Proteas in this Knights lineup, too good to miss
short
out
again,
there.
Cut through the offside. It's
the
beaten,
other former Proteas, very
cover, and it's
experienced
raced away
Knights
for
team.
4.
Klute, Snyman, Rousseau, Dane Pitt, all 4 players that have represented the national team at some stage. Again, but this time straight to that fielder in that point position.
Just struggling to find his length at the moment. Musufua is a bit short. This one goes to extra cover.
So we see that mid-wicket fielder or coming across and just getting into that ring in the offside.
It's short again. We know the power play, as we've seen already in the first two deliveries, is a time where you can score boundaries and where you can get punished if the deliveries are a bit loose.
Upwish, but through the gap for 4. Excellent start by the Knights. Gian Klute helps himself to another boundary, and the score after the first over, 12 without loss. Good start here by the Knights.
Yeah, great start here from Gian Klute. But I
through
think
the
also
gap
that's
for
the
4.
reason why they brought in the
Excellent
spin in the
start
first
by the
over.
Knights.
Is for
Gian
that last
Klute helps.
delivery. It was a bit uppish. It was just too straight for extra cover, but I think it's for that opportunities that might be made.
Absolutely.
Spin up front.
Yeah, I think just as we said, things to consider here today. If you look at some of the details, it's obviously the overnight rain. You're looking at that short boundary towards the eastern side. We saw 2 boundaries through that area already today in the first over. And again, just looking at the Impala bowling their first over from the Willows end. They'd like to bowl their last over, the 20th over from the Loch Logan end, so that the guys can hit to that long boundary. It's just small details that you need to be aware of. And obviously this western side of the field, huge open spaces, huge pockets. So you've got to get your angles right here, and there'll be a lot of 1s and 2s to that side of the ground.
As we see the first bouncer come in, I was just about to ask that, Rafiq, well, if we're going to see that pace in the wicket with the rain that was yesterday. But definitely we can see there's still good bounce in that wicket. It's very lively out there.
Good carry there in that last ball from Putana. So like you said earlier on, it's need to assess this wicket early and apply. This one just stuck to that fielder in that deep square leg position by Jacques Snyman. He gets off the mark. Just looking at this, the 2 fielders that are out in this power play now for Gian Klute. Deep square out, and the 3rd man out for Gian Klute. A deep square just behind square. 3rd man fairly square as well, as he moves a little bit more to his right.
Strong opening partnership. These two have batted together many times. It's always nice to have the left hand, right hand combination up front.
Uppish, but again through the gap for 4. Just some width off it there by Putana, and again Gian Klute helps himself to another boundary. His score moves on to 16 and the total to 17 in the second over. Uppish, but again through the gap for 4.
Over, only
just some width off it there by Putana.
Again, just a bit of width, and that's what we've known here at the Mangaung Oval. It is a fast outfield, it's a fast track, and you will be punished.
Better length this time from Putana, not leaving the stumps, getting it, bowling that straighter line. Now we mentioned the Knights obviously coming off a good win last week against Northern Cape, beating the Northern Cape outfit by 93 runs, and unfortunately for the Vembro Impalas, suffering a defeat to the SWD Garden Route Badgers.
Bit of width this time, Gian Klute swing and a miss, but good carry, Rafiq. Good carry to the wicket keeper.
Yeah, some encouraging signs for the seamers out there today. There was talk yesterday that Johan van Dijk might sit out. He had a bit of a stomach bug, but he's back in the team and he's been bowling well this season. Obviously Malusi Siboto, Langa and Ross Bose, the other seamers for the Knights. Fuller and straighter this time, just to work through that mid-wicket area. They might be looking to come back for the second. Easy to for Gian Klute as the score moves on to 19 without loss after 2 overs. Good start by the Knights, John.
Great start here from the Knights, exactly what they would have wanted. Firstly, not losing a wicket up front is always important, but getting the boundary, Gian Klutter finding the boundary 4 times already. It's been an excellent start for them, but we've seen what Bloemfontein is known for, fast outfields, and if it does go through the back, through the covers, it is fast out here and you will be punished. So yeah, I think they're in an excellent position at the moment as we see a bowling change from the Willows end. Matthew Hollard coming into the attack.
Matthew Hollard from the Willows end to Snyman.
Excellent delivery up front. As we see a third man out and a deep square leg.
Yeah, interesting that Matthew Hollard's name does not appear on the team sheet or on the scoreboard at the moment. Masondo, the keeper. Again, good start, good ball, not offering any width, good length there by the bowler.
Show of discipline here up front from Matthew Hollard, and we know that especially in T20 cricket, when the dots start racking, pressure is applied and it does start playing onto the batsman, even as experienced as Jock Snyman is.
So the 2 guys out for Hollard is the third man and the deep square. A little bit of width this time and it's short. Snyman trying to cut that, but just manages to play that through to that in the gully area without another run being scored. So good over so far from the young Matthew Hollard.
Snyman has already posed 3 good bounces so far in this innings. It's been difficult for him. They've been rolling well to him. Just a bit of pressure you sense being applied as we see third man coming up and deep long on going up.
A little bit of shape there, but this one is played down to that long on area just for 1.
Clearly seeing the tactic there, putting long on back, allowing Matthew Hollard to go a bit fuller, attacking the stumps. Very disciplined play. You can see there's clear tactics, clear strategy at the moment here from the Wembo Impalas.
Yeah, again you see a change in the field to the left-hander Gian Klutter, third man out in a deep square.
Full, and it's hit through the covers as Gian Klutter hits another boundary. He's been hitting the ball superbly so far this innings.
Gian Klutter dealing in boundaries today. His score moves on to 22.
Full, and it's hit through the covers as Gian Klutter hits another boundary.
Busy with the third over.
He's been,
and that time around Hollard just offering a bit of width and bowling it a tad fuller. And again, like we said earlier, Gian Klutter too good to miss out. Again, just maybe missed out a little bit there. Shorter length. Just the one player out on the onside, and unfortunately for Klutter, can't manage to get any better on that. And that's the end of the third over. 24 without loss. So the Knights going at steady ratio of 8 runs to the over.
Yeah, good over there from Matthew Hollard. It just showcases that the margins are so small for error making, and he was just a bit fuller, just a bit wider, and Gian Klutter was all over it, in a sense spoiling a very, very good over otherwise, but very promising signs for the seamers up front.
Absolutely. It seems like there's a bit in this wicket for the seamers. Butana to continue from the Loch Logan end to Snyman, driven straight to that mid-wicket fielder. Again, third man out, deep square out. Those are the 2 guys out in the power play. Good start so far from the Knights. They'd like to make sure that they, as you say, make sure that they don't lose too many early wickets here and provide a good platform that they can build from.
Snyman works this down, deep square leg, getting off strike. 25 for the loss of none. No joke, Snyman is a very explosive player, likes to feel bat on ball.
He has been struggling a bit this season, so he's due for some runs. Gian Klute has had a good season so far, especially in the 4-day competition.
So just see another fielding change as we see sweeper being put out. Oh no.
Almost a deep point.
No.
Deep point and a deep square behind square.
Excellent bowling there from Putana. Saw Gian Klute moving. Came into him, not allowing him any room. Gian Klute wanting to free his hands. He's been timing it excellently so far this innings.
Riley Rousseau coming off a 97 last week against the Northern Cape Heat. Due to come in next. Again upish. And that's through the cover area. Could run away for 4, and it does. As you said earlier, Gian Klute dealing in boundaries at the moment. We mentioned earlier on about the margin for error being so small, and that time around again Putana just over pitching it slightly, and Klute helps himself to another boundary.
It's a game of margins for sure, especially in T20 cricket, where again a bit upish, just beating extra cover, where it could easily have gone to hand, but it's another boundary for Gian Klute.
Pulled away over that mid-wicket fielder. It's just going to plug just for 1. Klute not timing that one as he's done throughout the afternoon. So Riley Rousseau, 97 of 46 balls against the Northern Cape Heat, going at a strike rate of north of 200. Cole Abrams last week also good partnership with Riley Rousseau, getting 54 40 balls. And then a bit of a cameo towards the end by Ruan Haasbroek, 30 of 9 balls, batting at a strike rate of more than 300.
Oh, short again, and Jacques Neyman not timing this one well at all, trying to pull it, going on to mid-on. That's the end of the 4th over. I do believe the scorecard there has not been updated, but it should be 30 for the loss of none.
30 after 4. If you look at the scoreboard, it indicates Khadebe has bowled 1 over, but we know it's not Khadebe who's bowled that over. It seems like it was Matthew Hollard here from the Willows End. He's actually bowled well, apart from the 1 boundary that he's conceded.
As we see a fielding change to Gian Klute, who's been striking it beautifully through the offside, as we see cover go back to sweeper region, and we still have the deep square leg in place.
Upish and over that mid-off fielder. It's going to run away for 4. Another boundary by Gian Klute, showing some intent here in this power play, putting the youngster under pressure.
Rafika was about to say that looking at how Gian's been playing, I was thinking was going to go over the top, and that's exactly what he's done.
And over that mid-off fielder,
and he decides to go.
It's going to run away for 4.
Barely clearing mid-off, but it's another boundary.
Again, over mid-on this time. And this one also runs away for 4. Klute looking in good nick at the moment. And he's put this young Matthew Hollard under pressure here. 8 of his first, or of his 2 deliveries in his second over mid-on this time after a good start. And this one also runs away for 4. It's going to be interesting to see how he responds to this at the moment. As we see a change in the field. See that sweeping on the offside coming in the ring. Deep mid-wicket going out, deep square. Tells you maybe a lot about the line and the length that he's looking to bowl from here on in.
Trying to do some damage control. It's short, and he plays it beautifully past third man region. delicate touch. So Gian Klutter showing all the tools he has. He's been mustering it down the ground, but now he's used the gentlest of touches. And at this moment, and he plays it beautifully to stop him scoring runs.
Yeah,
Third man
was
region.
Almost predictable if you look at the field. Gian Klutter up to it, innovative, just leans back, plays that through that slip and gully area, and helps himself to another boundary. His score moves on to 39, and the Knights total to 42 without loss in the 5th over. Outside edge, runs away. Is it going to get to the boundary? Cut off there or not, and that just the ball wins the race, and another boundary for Gian Klutter.
Everything going a bit bad from us here for the Impalas.
Outside edge,
Matthew
runs
Holland
away.
Build a brilliant first over.
Is it going to get to the boundary?
He's gone for 4.
Cut off there or not, and that just the 16 runs coming off this over, this 4 ball so far. Of his first over, only conceding that 5 runs. Shortish and pulled over that mid wicket for 4.
Gian Klutter going for it here at the Mangaung Oval. That brings up the 50 for the Knights within 5 overs. It's been a fantastic spell. It's only taken 29 deliveries.
Over
this
that
is exactly what they would have wanted.
Mid wicket for 4. The start the Knights wanted.
Gian Klutter
looks in a devastating mood at the moment. 47 of that 50 runs belonging to Klutter in this 50 partnership. Still a ball left in this over. Again, just upish past that mid-on fielder for 4. So 6 boundaries in this all-out over.
And that's 50 for Gian Klutter. He brings it up in style. He's only been dealing in boundaries. It has been a fantastic display of hitting. Only 21 deliveries.
Just upish
only
past that mid-on fielder for 4.
So far.
So 6 boundaries in this all-out over. As I said earlier on, in good form this season. Knights unbeaten so far in this competition. Got a very experienced side here. And I'm sure Riley Rousseau must be licking his lips with this platform that's being laid here by these 2 opening batters, especially Klutter.
Just once again a showcase of T20 cricket where one player, one batsman can take the game away from you, and that's exactly what Gian Klutter is intending to do here for the Knights. And at this moment he's set up a extremely good foundation for them to go on to score a big total here at the Mangaung Oval.
So you see a bowling change, last over of this power play. Could be Putana still in his 3rd over. It is Putana still. His first 2 overs went for 13 to Snyman.
Bowling a disciplined length here. Snyman still struggling a bit to get off the mark, but it's not necessary. The pressure's not on him with his batting partner doing the damage so far. He will get into his rhythm.
It is Mori Mokwani bowling from the Loch Logan end. Snyman just unfortunately can't seem to find the gaps, hitting the fielders at the moment. And Klutter at the other end making it seem so easy.
Thinking as a Wembrose Impalas player, you know, there's one danger man at the moment. They have done some serious damage up front, but they know if they can get that big wicket of Gian Klutter, they possibly can get this back. But looking at the squad of the Knights, as you said, the experience there, the damage and the form they're in.
Again, just straight to that mid-on fielder, and he sets off for the single. Oh! Direct hit. That's close.
Big appeal. Umpire says he's made his ground, but we saw the pressure building. Jock Snyman desperate to get off strike at the very least. Took a very quick single towards mid-on direct hit.
Again, just straight to that mid-on fielder, and he sets off for the single. Oh! Direct hit. That was close. Initially I thought he could have been out, but Snyman getting himself off strike, just looking to struggle a bit at the moment, just can't seem to find the gaps. Last 3 balls of this power play, but a width, cut through that cover area for 4. Again, Gian Kluter helps himself to another boundary, makes it look so easy out there.
Yeah, Gian Kluter, Jacques Snyman, it feels like story of 2 tales. Gian Kluter finding it very easy out in the middle today so far. Snyman not entirely comfortable as of yet. But yeah, almost 60 runs here in the 6 over. It's been a tremendous power play for the Knights.
Deep square, 3rd man out for Modi Mokwani. Kluter just missing out on that one. Just a bit straighter. He was eyeing that short boundary. So last ball of the power play. This stage, 59 without loss. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Knights. Great platform, excellent power play. Going at 10 and over at this stage. Short and wide. Just the one though to the 3rd man. That's the end of the power play. 60 without loss after 6 overs. Great start by the Knights, as we joined in the commentary box by none other than Spoot Smith.
End of the power play, 60 for the loss of none. It's been a Gian Kluter show as Spoot joins me in the commentary box. Welcome, Spoot.
Afternoon, John. Thank you very much. Has to be said, a rather indifferent start by the Vembro Impalas, as I've bowled 2 sides of the wicket, and interestingly enough, you'll note there's a very short boundary towards Kluter's offside. Most of the runs have been scored to the long boundary, in fact. So they've done a good job in protecting the short boundary, I suppose, but also the right-left combination making it difficult. This means that there's a short leg side boundary every ball. And got to excuse the bowlers for giving a bit more width in those circumstances. Back into the attack is Mosefoa. Tabo Mosefoa, his first over was too short as well, John.
Leaning towards just a bit the shortish. Gian Kluter on strike, he's been formidable today. As we see deep square leg, deep mid wicket, long on.
Yeah, he's gone back to a sort of a conventional field now outside the power play. 3 men patrolling that big boundary. The thing about the Mangaung Oval is there's so much pockets available, especially if it's such a long boundary. You can still score 2 a ball, even with 3 guys patrolling that leg side boundary.
Yeah, Mangaung Oval being one of the biggest fields in the country, notorious for running 2s here. So yeah, you can definitely still keep up that run rate without actually scoring the boundaries. Jacques name on strike.
It's been good to see Jacques Snyman just battling through here. He's been given that grace by Gian Kluter, who's gone all guns blazing, but Jacques Snyman and Gian Kluter both have represented the Proteas in T20 internationals.
There's a scramble for a single here. Gian Kluter obviously being comfortable with the crease, is using his feet a lot more before the delivery is being bowled. Not that I would say I necessarily like that. I like a stable base. I think he's maybe playing around a bit too much too soon in this innings. He can play a long roll here. Short again. This one's cut, but again, Jacques' name on the story of the day, straight to the extra cover there. Not being able to get the ball away just yet. That brings the end of the 7th. 63 for the loss of none.
Yeah, Mosefoa got away with one there. and informed Jacques Snyman, and there was a boundary. Got to ask yourself a question looking at Jean Clutter's career stats. He's averaging 20 in T20 cricket. If this is the way he can play, and we all know he can, I'd like to see that much closer to 30. The man coming in after this, absolutely astounding. His T20 stats. He's played 386 games. More experience in T20 cricket than most players in the world. He's played for about 11 different franchises in T20 cricket. Average is 35. That one just gets bunted down to long on. Riley Rousseau, 9,500 runs in T20 cricket at an average of 30, I beg your pardon. Strike rate of 145. So bear in mind, you're the Limpopo Impalas. 64 for none after 7, and you know Riley Rousseau's up next. He's just coming off a 97 against the Northern Cape Heat. Salmon just punches that one down to long on once again.
As you see, Moko Laborto introducing the attack from the Lochlogan end.
That's better. You see, it's quick through the air. And it's a bit of a surprise that they opened with a left armour. This is your traditional sort of skiddy off spinner that you see up front. Just cramping Jean Clutter there.
Laborto bowling well here. Doing damage control. He's been consistent. Got 2 dots now in a row. Jean Clutter like to score square of the wicket. As we see him trying to reverse now. And Coach Spoot, being a coach as well. It's always a bit... I like that he's expressive in his play. He's got the runs on the board. He's feeling confident.
John, I just first have to say ex-coach.
Ex-coach.
You guys made me way too angry to have stayed a coach for more than 6 years. But yeah, I do agree with you. The thing is, coaches pull their hair out about this. He got his 50 of 20 deliveries by playing normal cricket strokes. Because there's enough bad balls in between to really score from. So the last 10 balls, he's just lost concentration ever so slightly. Jacques Snyman will do good to just have a word and say, Jean, stick to what has worked.
Jacques Snyman coming down the wicket, not able to get the ball away.
John, just a word on Div 2. What we're seeing here, the Knights, they've been demoted and back up last season and then back down. They're a class act. They've got 4 Proteas or former Proteas in this side. Snyman has a go at one. His timing just isn't there. It's another single. And the frustration will be growing for Jacques Snyman. But you sort of see Limpopo now also spreading the net. You saw Hollard bowling. He's a man from Ireland, in fact. Played for Leinster in Ireland. And plying his trade here for the Impalas.
Short dish again. This one's hit to long off. Or just a single.
Don't we often see this though, John? Spinners coming back after the power play. Just a little lull in proceedings. Just sort of have to sort out your timing again. He's going to either short boundary. He's a good slog sweeper of the ball, Jacques Snyman.
As he goes down the ground, aerial, it's straight, and it's a 1 bounce 4. Jacques Snyman finally getting his boundary, as this one was just tossed up a bit more, and that moves the score to 71. Yeah, we do see that often. I'm still going to call you Coach Spoot. it's an honor thing for me. He was my coach. We do see that often, that after the power play, everything just dulls out a bit with the spinners coming in. And short again, down the ground again. This time it will be cut off by long on. Coming back for 2, and they'll get there comfortably. One thing that has always been upsetting for me as a bit of a player, or from the batting perspective at this point, is at this moment, there's no pressure. They've got 73 runs on the board here in the 9th. They shouldn't be losing a wicket here, so I would be upset if they were to lose one here. This one's wide, and we see that going to long on, because both batsmen, as we can see, they're not timing it as well the last 2 overs as they would have liked. Jacques Snyman in a bit of discomfort, not finding his groove just yet. Jean Kluter being a bit more expressive with his foot movement and shot playing. So you just get the sense that they are making themselves a bit uncomfortable in the middle, where they could be rotating the strike. There's a lot of options at the moment. Everyone's on the boundary because they're defensive. They're on the back foot here, the Impalas. So they could really be pressing into it. And I just feel, in a sense, they're taking their foot off the throat. Yeah.
I think it's how you play it. That's the important thing. A big field, lots of 2s on offer. If you're struggling to time it, just work it into those pockets. Sometimes softer is harder. It's a very difficult thing for batsmen to understand that if you don't have to hit the cover off it to score quickly on this big field, just nudging it around, you can get a couple of 2s. Our stats man, Raf, here next to us, only 14 in the 3 overs after the power play.
Yeah. Again, advancing across his wicket, deep mid wicket. It's going to clear him. That's the first maximum of the day. Jean Kluter.
That's well played. He manufactured that. He got onto off stump. He knows the short boundary, trusts his slog sweep. 15 or 20 years ago, it was frowned upon, that stroke. Now it's part and parcel of it. Watch, he'll jump around and hit it the other way. And it's become such a big part of the modern day game. The slog sweep.
Played beautifully there on this occasion. Boundaries still on offer.
It was a good first over by Mokgoloboto. And he's sticking to his guns, and I'd like to see him still do that. Really attack the stumps. Because the danger here is going wider and wider now, because he's scared of that short boundary, and he'll get picked off for 2s every ball if it does that.
Oh, as we see Jean Kluter getting in position early, Mokgoloboto not bowling the delivery. I think seeing him early. Going for the slog sweep again, this time not timed well, and it's taken a deep mid wicket. The first wicket falls. Jean Kluter has to depart for 66. Mokgoloboto has done the job. He's taken the big wicket, and we just discussed this. I don't think it was that necessary, especially in this situation again. You had the boundary, you had the maximum already in the over. Was it necessary again? We don't know. We're not on the field.
There's 2 schools of thought here, John. The one is, it might not have been totally necessary, but Jean Kluter would still have been feeling the pressure of a struggling Jacques Snyman on the other end. Remember, short boundary, gun wicket, big other boundary, going at 9 and over. There's something in the back of his mind asking himself, is this enough? This is a good field to chase on, remember. Although the Knights will know the angles better than Limpopo will, it's still a good field to chase on. But a good innings by Jean Kluter comes to an end. 66 of 36, strike rate of 183. He's caught by Mori Mokwane, bowled Mokgoloboto. And that brings the experienced Riley Rousseau to the crease. He's been an enigma right throughout his career, Riley Rousseau, one of the most talented and gifted players South Africa has ever seen, without a shadow of a doubt. Perhaps the only man that can rival A.B. de Villiers when it comes to talent and the outrageous strokes he can play. Quite the keen gamer. He's given that up a bit. But he's good square of the wickets as Riley Rousseau, and he's very good against spin.
This one struck firmly down to long off as Riley Rousseau coming back for 2, and they'll get there comfortably.
That's good. That's very good from Jacques Snyman. He realizes Riley Rousseau needs momentum early on, and he gives him 2 off his first ball. Aggressive running on a big outfield. Good to see from the senior statesman.
As we see this one just go through to the sweeper region for a single. I still think that with all that experience, obviously still coming new to the wicket, Mohleboto has been bowling really well at the wickets. He's been aggressive, shooting, darting at it. So there's always still that risk that's in play. Jacques Snyman now on strike. Been bowling well so far.
He's only gone for 12 of his first 11 deliveries. Slightly short. Neatly worked. Sort of from the stumps by Jacques Snyman.
As that brings the end of the 10th. It's 85 for the loss of 1. The big wicket of Gian Kluter fell in that over, being taken at deep mid wicket. As we see the introduction of Riley Rousseau, the veteran campaigner, come to the middle. Fresh off his 97. Lost out. But now we've reached the middle of this innings, or for the Knights. 85 for the loss of 1. What do you think, Sput? Happy with that?
Yeah, they're in the pound seats here. We've got plenty of firepower to come in. Cole Abrams, Ruan Hosbrook, the new recruit from the Dragons, Ruan Hosbrook, and then on debut, Ross Boast, former Hilton College boy, plays his cricket for Marties these days, and he's on loan here to the Knights for this CSA T20 knockout. His older brother, Matt Boast, at the Warriors now, I think. Moved from the Titans, studied at Tax.
Full toss, it's straight to mid-off. It's Jacques Snyman still just struggling to find the gaps. But slowly but surely, he's still hanging around. How many times have we said if you can just hang around for a while? We know the firepower that he does possess. As we said, he's not had the best of seasons, trying to get back into form, playing to the full potential that he knows he can. And this one looks up front, and it's given. Jacques Snyman coming across his stumps, misses out trying to play it to deep mid wicket, struck his pads, and the umpire says that's in front, and he's been given. That's the loss of the second wicket. Jacques Snyman has to depart for 16 runs, facing 24
straight to that mid
deliveries.
on fielder, and he sets off for the single.
Nice, 85 for the
Directed.
loss of 2.
He's been the pick of their bowlers thus far, has Modimo Kwane, Limpopo, Modimo Kwane, and he traps Jacques Snyman palpably adjacent. Snyman was finding himself in that sort of position where either you get going or you step on your stumps. You've got a packed batting lineup waiting in the sheds. Today just wasn't his day. Jacques Snyman. He'll be back to his best soon, though. He needs time in the middle, and that'll come. He's part of a very, very powerful batting lineup. But the 2 Euros of last week against the Northern Cape Heat and Kimberley, Cole Abrams and Riley Rousseau at the crease together.
You know, they always say that in cricket things can quickly shift. You're just thinking now for the Wembro Impalas, another 2 wickets here quick, and they can shift the momentum in their favour. Every time you lose a wicket, momentum is lost to a sense. But yeah, 2 new batsmen in the middle. They are in good form. Cole Abrams going to face his first delivery.
I'm looking forward to having a look at Cole Abrams. Haven't seen that much of him. What I've heard has been very, very encouraging indeed.
It's full, it's driven to the sweeper region.
That is the most amazing gift to receive first up. Half volley, outside off stump, but a width.
Just looking at the field, Coach Split, in that they've got deep square leg, fine leg, third man. They had also deep mid wicket. It's mostly behind the wicket that they have, suggesting it's going to be back of a length. We're just seeing a fielding change now here for Riley Rousseau. Sweeper. We've got a fine leg, deep square leg, deep mid wicket and long on. It's short, it's pulled hard. Straight to deep mid wicket. Timed it really well.
It's well bowled. It's bowling to your field. He's set up his field in the way that he's going to bowl hard length on the stumps. Rousseau's got to go to the long boundary. We saw Christoffel Philippus Kleinans with a fielding, CSA Kleinans, who played a lot of his cricket here in Bloemfontein at the University of the Free State before moving to Northern Cape. And now finding himself in the lineup for the Wembro Impalas.
Quick single being taken here. Excellent running. Called early by Riley Rousseau, I believe. And they come through for the single.
It's good understanding between these two. Rousseau knew his one on offer immediately. Only 36 and a half years old, Riley Rousseau. Still something left in those legs.
CSA Kleinans, one of the reasons for your early retirement.
It was fun times. Good side at the University of the Free State. The likes of Kleinans, Bayer Swanepoel, Sean Whitehead, Ridgard. Plenty of first class players. Joe van Dijk playing for the Knights today. Speaking about the Knights as Rousseau gets one to long on, I'm pleased as a Bloemfonteiner that it really looks like the academy system has gotten going. Just stepped up the professionalism with Aaron Pangiso involved there, and so many young talent all of a sudden available for selection. We saw Ruben Maria make 100 on first class debut against the Wembro Impalas. He doesn't even get into the T20 side at this stage, and probably rightfully so if you look at this batting order. But great to know there's somebody in the sheds that's just scored 100 on debut. Boast here now, Ruben de Tour here as well. Good signs for the Knights.
Foot movement, slog sweep attempt. It's run down. As it's cut off at 45.
That little pre-shot movement there by Riley Rousseau, that's a trademark. That's a registered Riley Rousseau trademark. Goes outside leg with his feet, then comes back onto off stump. Always targeting that short boundary. That's what he's thinking at this stage.
Bolo continuing the attack. He's third over. Cole Abrams now on strike. As he works it into deep mid-wicket region for a single. Just to come back to that academy side, with the likes, I'm thinking with the likes of guys they've brought in, having the likes of Aaron Pangisu, Dame Pitt, these veterans of the game in Bloemfontein, getting that exposure. Thinking as a player back then myself, I would have loved to be working with those guys. Again, steps across his wicket, slog sweep, and this one's been dispatched onto the roof. What a shot there at Castle corner.
Seems to be a bit thirsty. Riley Rousseau pops it onto the roof of Castle corner. That was his other trademark move. See the bat going down, then come back up. He's always looking for the slog sweep with those sort of movements. He wants the bowler to attack the stumps there, making him think he's going to leave his stumps.
This time looking for the reverse, coming through for a quick single. They do get it.
Cole Abrams has rushed 7 or 8 meters past the stump, so there's no chance for the second on the overthrow. Mokholoboto, nice little T20 bowler, goes at less than 7 in his previous 9 T20 matches, 6 wickets that he's picked up.
The damage and the crucial one here today of Gian Kluter.
Cole Abrams looking to create room. It's interesting to see that he's playing that shot with a 45 and a backward point. That's a good call. Good call by Riley Rousseau, sending Cole Abrams back. As it looks like Jean Harmer is going to take a breather. He's running out of voice here. by Rafika Abrams once again. Ref, 98 for 2. Platform has been set, and you know, Riley Rousseau and Cole Abrams, they can launch from here.
Yeah, if ever you want a guy out in the middle during this stage of the game, it would be Riley Rousseau. Just giving a little bit more momentum in that last over with that maximum. After the two spinners actually pulled it back nicely after the power play for the Vembro Impalas. So first 6 overs going for 60. Second 6 after that for 38.
It's nicely bowled. The pace was taken off there. See Riley Rousseau, he's itching. He is itching. You can see from up top here, it's a belter of a wicket. And Rousseau obviously knows he's in touch with it.
Yeah. Like you said earlier on, 97 of 46 balls in his previous game. Striking it at more than 200. Off the back foot this time, just punched through the covers. Abrams looking to come back for the second. Good running.
Beautiful running by Cole Abrams, but it was such a good looking shot as well by Rousseau. Motswiri into the attack for the Vembro Impalas.
Motswiri also somebody that played for UJ, I recall, at the USA Week. Went to Northern Cape, now finds himself in Limpopo.
100 up for the Knights in the 13th over.
Slower ball up in the air. Good bowling here by Motswiri. Just taking the pace off.
Yeah, he bamboozled Riley Rousseau there, Raf. And it's good to see. It looks like it comes out the side of the hand. We don't have the advantage of a monitor today, so right here behind the bowler, the best seat in the house. Looking out over the Mangaung Oval.
Motswiri also a good all-round cricketer. Can bat, can hold a bat. Got some runs here against the Knights in the 4-day game. As we see this field, offside field, sweeper, third man, long off, long on, and a deep mid wicket.
Motswiri into Cole Abrams. Yeah, he's eyeing that short boundary. And it's the one trick the Knights have missed here, Raf, and they shouldn't miss that trick on their home field. It's 2 a ball into that offside currently. The gap between third man and sweeper, what's that? 85, 90 meters. And then about a 60 meter gap between the sweeper and long off. Get it into those pockets.
Over the keeper's head. Should come back for the second, which they do. Yeah, Sputja, I just think they missed a bit of a trick after the power play, and we've seen it before at this venue where it cost them. Just not rotating strike and looking to get those 1s and 2s after the power play. Still in that boundary mode. And if you look back, you could look back and blame yourself that you've left a few runs out there.
Himself some room, but it's still too wide by Emmanuel Motswiri.
As you said earlier, this short boundary always in the back of their mind. But they got to play each of the balls on their merit and make sure that they still look to get those 1s and 2s. Good discipline here by the Limpopo bowlers. Only 2 extras on the board. Again, a big swing there by Cole Abrams. Another dot ball. So after 13 overs, 104 for 2. A good start, but you just get the feeling that it's a couple of 1s and 2s. They could have rotated strike a bit more. Just look to get a little bit more, a few extra runs on the board. But they do have 2 destructive cricketers out there. Can give them impetus and momentum going into their bowling. Saw last week somebody like Ruan Hasbrook came in and he scored 30 of 9 balls. 3 of those deliveries were dots, so effectively getting that 30 of 6 balls.
He's been a good addition to the squad for the Knights. Can bowl you some decent off spin as well. When you're in real trouble, you can take the gloves.
Yeah.
One of those hybrid cricketers.
I've been impressed with Mogoloboto. He's bowled it quicker and flatter, not allowing the batters to get under the ball. And especially Gian Kluter, eyeing that short boundary to the left arm spinner, not getting under it and getting himself in trouble. Reversing this time, Riley Rousseau, unfortunately for him, straight to that fielder. But he does love that shot.
He does, and he plays it well, but this is good from the Vembro Impalas. They've dried it up and they've frustrated Rousseau. They've frustrated Cole Abrams. They got the wicket of Gian Kluter by dotting him up.
This time, Rousseau using all his experience, getting inside of the line of that one and dispatching it for 4.
Yeah, it's good from Riley Rousseau. Moves on to 19. He's faced 13 deliveries. He's hasn't faced as many dots as the rest of the Knights batters, and that's a sign of his experience. He's only faced 3 dot balls in his 13 deliveries. Must have been music to Coach JP Trichard's ears when he got the call from Riley Rousseau saying he's keen for a few T20 matches. He's got the one shot going now.
Yeah, Rousseau looking again to eye that, to access that short boundary. He has matured a lot over the years, and you can see the responsibility that he takes on. Very good in the change room for the younger players. Like you said, JP Trichard, absolutely chuffed to have him in the change room and have him part of his team.
Good. That's good in the field. He's got square leg just behind square, and he's got a 45 as well, and they're busy because Riley Rousseau is targeting behind square on the onside currently. Yeah, this is good captaincy, I think.
I should say that square leg goes out to the boundary, just protecting that short boundary, bringing one of those fielders up from the offside. So 3 on the leg side at the moment to that short boundary. And should only be 2. Good running again between Abrams and Rousseau. And that's the end of Mogoloboto's 4 overs, 1 for 27. I have to say, I was very impressed with his spell. Pulled it back nicely for the Vembro Impalas. And after 14 overs, 110 for 2.
6 overs left. It's still a great launching pad. It's 36 deliveries, and with Riley Rousseau and Cole Abrams at the crease, we might still see some fireworks. But Motswiri, he was good. He was much better than his stats in T20 cricket would suggest. Played 7 T20 matches thus far in his career. Emmanuel Motswiri first broke onto the scene playing for the Gauteng under 17 side. His economy rate is 11.60 in the matches before this. He was very good in that first over.
Good change-ups, good change of pace. Let's see what his approach is going to be in this 15th over. Up in the air. And he's dropped it.
It was straight down his throat. Should have been plucked out of the air.
Up in the air.
Number 77.
And he's dropped it.
Ludwig Keisner. With what we describe in professional cricket as a dolly.
Yeah. And again, could have been a bit of a momentum change. But unfortunately, Ludwig has put that down. It looked like a fairly straightforward catch. Again this time. It's going to go long. And it's gone for a maximum. Cole Abrams times that one a lot better. And unfortunately, Keisner, again this time, it's going to go long.
Yeah, that's
and it's gone for a maximum.
It was always going to happen. It was always going to happen, and I think he knew it as well. That was what Cole Abrams was trying to do the ball before.
Again, this time he's looking to access and go over that short boundary. No contact made.
Looks like the weather's going to give us a chance to complete this match. I was worried earlier today. It's Wednesday night. It's Brian night. So the weather better stay away.
You can see some blue skies, so it's clearing up a bit. Touch wood, we'll be getting our full allotted overs in here. Again up in the air. Just dropped again. Much more difficult chance this time around, but another one gone down.
Yeah, I didn't feel much for that one, Ludwig. Kastner did. I was never going to that with any sort of conviction. He's got a tacked up right index finger. I wonder if he's still having a bit of discomfort in that right hand, because that one was low down to his right.
No ball bowled, I believe. And again, naughty here from Motswiri. Maximum from Riley Rousseau. Just a big momentum changer in this 15th over. Could have been so different had Keisner held on to that first catch.
Tell you what, Riley Rousseau showing his power. That's one of the longest boundaries in cricket. Never mind South African cricket, never mind, Free State cricket. That is a long, long boundary. And it cleared it with some ease, going over the advertising boardings. And now he's got a free hit. And you don't want to give Riley Roscoe Rousseau a free hit. Triple R.
That's big. That's going to go for the maximum. On the grass embankment, Riley Rousseau. That's the long boundary.
That's some shot by Riley Rousseau. 2 maximums in a row. And Motswiri bowled a very good first over, only going for 6. This one, unfortunately, has gone for 22 already, with a ball remaining. Maybe that's why he's going at 11.6 throughout his career currently. That's just a lapse of concentration. If you bowl so well in your first over, to do this in the second, that's just naughty.
And again, Rousseau going to the long boundary. Another maximum. So this over from Motswiri going for 28. After we sang his praises in that first over. And you got a feel for him, because it could have been different had that catch been held.
That was the first ball of the over, wasn't it? And I mean, he would go back to Ludwig Kastner and said, I was online to bowl a wicket made it, because you dropped a catch of my first ball, and now I went for 28. You owe me a couple of soft drinks.
And this partnership after that 28 run over, gone on to 53 of 30 balls. So again, the momentum has swung the way of the Knights again. After that few overs out, after the power play, the Vembro Impalas kept it nice and quiet. But with a player the caliber of Riley Rousseau out there, things can change very quickly.
Raf, we spoke earlier about the makeup of this Knights squad and the playing 11 today. Pat Botha missing out, with Ross Boast making his debut. Botha, the regular Knights captain, in the red ball format for sure. He's been a true servant of Knights cricket as well.
Yeah, Pat Botha has done well for the Knights, loyal to the Knights. And yes, captaincy has been taken over by Dane Pitt in both formats. Don't think Pat would have mind, because he could focus on his batting.
Shot.
Top shot there by Cole Abrams for 4. Good execution. Run starting to flow again here for the Knights.
Isn't momentum a wonderful thing, ref? Just an over or so ago, you were worried about the Knights, and are they going along quickly enough? But that over, the previous over, changed everything.
Yeah, well on target to get to that 200 mark at this rate. Big appeal, and he's given him. So Geisner comes into the bowling attack. Around the wicket to Cole Abrams, looking to reverse sweep. Well on target to get to that 200 mark at this rate. According to umpire, big appeal, and he's given him.
How does Roger Byrne, who made that decision? Cole Abrams gone for 18. He's faced 14 deliveries. He's at a 4 and a 6. And
again, a good partnership between the two of them. 50 plus. And that brings Ruan Haasbroek to the crease. This time around, he'll most probably get to face a bit more, hopefully for him, a bit more than the 9 balls that he's faced last week.
He'll do well to match last week's effort, 30 off 9.
So the Knights would want to see either both or at least one of these two guys there at the end. If you look at the rest of the batting to come, debutant Ross Boast can bat. Johan van Dijk can hit a long ball. Dane Pitt, we all know that has got a test 50 behind his name.
Talking about Dane Pitt as captain, it's always interesting when you have a bowler as a captain, and an off-spin bowler at that. Dane Pitt, one of the most experienced first-class cricketers going around in the South African system. Quality off-spinners, played test cricket for South Africa.
Yeah, and he's been good for the Knights. Well played here by Ruan Haasbroek, just tucking that away to the leg side for 1. Ensures that Rousseau gets on strike.
Rousseau going at a strike rate of more than 200 again. He's at 39 off 19. He's at 4 maximums and a boundary. Do feel that he'll play a starring role for the Knights in a big total yet, should he stay in.
Through the covers, should only be 1.
It's a sign of a good player though. He can score from the off spin, from the stumps, through extra cover. Oh, now how strong he is over mid wicket and behind square on the leg side.
Watched him a bit in the nets this week, especially against the spinners. Can't afford to drag it to him. Again, Haasbroek tucking that one and coming back for the second.
That's good. That's what we've been calling for, Raf. That was a good delivery, and it was neatly tucked away, no risk, and it was always 2. They set off knowing it's 2.
Again, this time straight, could be coming back. No, deciding against it in just the 1 again. So Haasbroek has come in and has just looked to rotate the strike, get himself in, and he's done well. 4 overs left, 147 for 3 after 16. If you can get to 10s and 12s in the last 4, you should get close to that 200 mark. And you'd think that with the 2 players out there in the middle, Rousseau and Haasbroek, that's very much within their range.
If both of these men stay in, there's going to be 1 big over in the last 4. There's going to be another 20 or 25 over lurking here somewhere with that short boundary. And the Vembra Impalas under pressure here. Looking forward to the Knights bowling effort. You've got Joe van Dijk. When he gets it right, he's one of the quickest around, Joe van Dijk. You've got Langa. You've got Dane Pitt.
Experienced Malusi Siboto.
Oh, he takes the pace off so beautifully. Malusi Siboto, what a career in first class cricket.
well balanced team, the Knights. They've got the 3 spinners in Snyman, Pitt and Mbongi Mshlanga. And then the 4 seamers at the moment boast Langa, Siboto and Van Dijk.
That's 7 bowling options. And you won't call any of those bowlers a part-timer. Jacques Snyman, maybe, but he's a very wily T20 or white ball bowler for that fact.
Up in the air. Taken. So unfortunately for the Knights, Ruan Haasbroek just popping that one down long on throat, and he would be disappointed. He's done so well that previous over. Up in the air. And are we seeing another momentum shift here? So unfortunate.
Now that's a bad time for the Knights to lose Ruan Haasbroek, but it will bring to the crease the debutant Ross Boast and give him an opportunity to face 7 or 8 balls. He'll do well to just rotate and hand Riley Rousseau most of the strike, Ross Boast. Ruan Haasbroek perishing in the cause, one would say.
And Modi Mokwani picking up his 2nd wicket. Just went for the 10 runs in his first 2 overs. He's bowled well. It's one of those bowlers that pulled it back nicely after the power play.
Proper effort by Limpopo, Modi Mokwani. It's been no funny business. It's just hit good areas. And the young Ross Boast, former Hilton College scholar and product of Marty's Cricket Club under the tutelage of Ryan Bailey. Another former Knights man, Ryan Bailey, spent plenty of time in Bloemfontein before playing for the Warriors. And these days, the head of cricket at the Stellenbosch University.
Catch taken there by Atwell Mokoloboto. Made it look easy. So we see Long Off coming back into the ring. Deep square, deep mid wicket, Long on. 3rd man out and a sweep on the offside.
First ball at this level for Ross Boast. Almost sold Riley Rousseau down the river.
Ross Boast eager to get off the mark here. That one going straight to that short fine leg. A bit of a misfield. But you would not want to run the in-batter out at the moment. So great opportunity here for Ross Boast.
Doing an interesting change room. If you ran Riley Rousseau out first ball, sang the praises of how good Rousseau's been in the change room, might have been a slightly different story. What an opportunity for Boast, as you say, just also to spend time at the wicket with Riley Rousseau.
So using his feet there and straight back to the bowler, but they should get back for the 2nd.
Yeah, great running and good awareness by Riley Rousseau as the 150 comes up. 101 balls, 16 fours and 6 sixes for the Knights. And you do feel that there's still a big over. After this, there's 3 left, Raf.
Yeah, especially with Riley Rousseau, he knows one way. He's not going to die wandering out there. But it'll be interesting to see how Ross Boast approaches this last 3 overs.
Attempted ramp from Riley Rousseau.
Umpire signalling wide.
It's good to see Valdo Lategan at this level. He's been a standout at the National Youth Weeks for a few seasons now. Seen him at all the weeks, the under-16s, Kaya Majola week, which will be in Bloemfontein.
I remember him as a schoolboy cricketer for SWD as well. Just down the ground. Are they going to come back for the 2nd? Both running hard. Good running.
Yeah, it's good. It's good from the youngster.
Keeping Rousseau on strike. Yeah, Waldo later gaan, I recall, as a schoolboy cricketer getting selected for the SA Colts team out of the SWD area, and then after that moved down to Bloemfontein, played some cricket here at the University of Free State.
Made a lot of club runs. Did Waldo Laatgaan, played the odd game for the then Free State B side.
Wicket-keeper batter. Pulled hard. Just for one.
It's good fielding this time by Ludwig Kastner.
A meter either way of to the left there, and that could have been 4. Last ball of the 17th over.
As I say earlier, when you had to check Roger Byrne, it was a big compliment to Waldo Laatgaan. Quite different in build, the two. Good man. Impalas. And last ball of the over, which should be only 17 conceded by Modi Makwane.
Just squeezed out there by Boston. It's going to keep him on strike in the 17th, in the 18th over. So 3 overs to go. 155 for 4. Knights going at just over 9 and over.
Such an important game for the Knights to keep that momentum going after the victory over the Northern Cape Heat, their neighbours. It's been a very good start to the season in the red ball format as well. They beat the self-same Vembro Impalas by innings just more than a week ago here in Bloemfontein, with Gian Clute and Ruben Maria scoring hundreds, Joe van Dijk in the wickets.
Yeah, good game also against the first game of the season against an Easterns outfit. Managed to convincingly beat them as well. And a lot at stake this year for all these Division 2 teams. All of them vying to get back to Division 1.
Oh, the Knights belong there, ref. They always have. They should be good enough to get back there. Strong squad. Good facilities, good academy, like we said. Things going in the right direction. Positive signs in Bloemfontein.
Putana back in the attack from the Loch Logan end. Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, and I've got to compliment him. Aaron Pangiso has transitioned so well from playing into coaching, brings so much experience and so much energy and passion into the academy setup. Been immensely impressed with him, his work ethic.
And people often forget, Raf, that the academy system is not just a breeding ground for players, it's a breeding ground for future coaches. And it's just such an added bonus as a coach if you've got that experience of playing, if you know what your players are going through.
Well played there by Ross Bose, just getting Riley Rousseau on strike. You want him to face the majority of the next 16 balls, is it?
It is. And it's good to see Boast as a youngster understanding his role. That first delivery of the over was a real good one. Just couldn't get it away for one. Is this now the Riley Rousseau show for the last 16 deliveries? Face 3 of them here. Go big, get a single off the last. Face as many deliveries as you can.
Yeah, he'll eye that short boundary. And he does go big. Over deep square for 6.
Yeah, that's gone.
And that brings up the 50 for Riley Rousseau. Back-to-back 50s. Acknowledging his teammates. 51 of 24 balls. As was the case last week, going at more than 200 strike rate. 5 sixes. 1 4 in that knock of 51. So 34 balls. 34 of those runs in boundaries.
I do think there's a marked difference in the movements of Riley Rousseau versus Gian Clute. Riley moves early, but at point of release he's still. Gets himself into the exact position he wants to, and he's preempting where Putana is going to bowl it.
Now again, you wouldn't be surprised eyeing that boundary again. Putana needs to counter that. Short to that square leg fielder, but over his head for 6.
And it's a no ball. It's a no ball as well. Not doing himself any favours whatsoever. Is this that big over that we've been talking about?
You've been saying that for a while. There is that one big over still left here, and with Rousseau that was always going to be something to look out for. Maybe just getting that one a little bit high on the bat. Didn't time it as well, but still went for 6. And as we said at the beginning, you know, a ground like this where there's a short boundary and all these pockets on the western side, it's difficult to defend and understand and know what a good score is. Oh, that's huge.
My word.
That is massive.
That's out of here. That's on the old Astro next door. Riley Rousseau, 3 6s in a row. So now there's that 1 ball left. Get yourself a 1 and 12 balls left.
Yeah, we said earlier he would love to face the majority of the 16 balls that were left. So from here on in, there's still 14 balls left because of that 1 no ball as well. Rousseau has moved on to 63 very quickly.
I just want to talk about Riley Rousseau's experience again here. Raf, although he's already hit 7 maximums and a boundary, that gives you 46 runs. But there was still 1s and 2s part of his innings. He never got bogged down. He's faced 5 dot deliveries versus Jan Klutter's 15. And that's the difference. The strike rate of 240 versus 180.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just felt after that power play, especially the Knights 2 batters out in the middle, Klutter and Snyman, just missed the trick. Maybe still looking to get into boundary mode and not looking for those 1s and 2s, keeping the scoreboard still ticking. And just so with all the experience has shown exactly what to do. Over the bowler's head. Are they coming back for the second? Ross Boaster's going to run hard to the danger end. They do get through for the second run, which means that Riley Rousseau will face the last ball from Putana in this 18th over.
I've been impressed with the wheels on Riley Rousseau as a near 37-year-old.
Yeah, I watched him early on in the warm-ups. That bib did look a bit tight on him. And he keeps the strike. Experience, excellent cricket from Riley Rousseau. Make sure that he's on strike for the 19th over.
200 back on here for the Knights. You never know, another big over, 210 might still be on.
And that's that scoreboard pressure that you speak about last week, and speaking to Coach JP Trichard this week, they sometimes do prefer to bat first, just get that scoreboard pressure going. But I always maintain that on a field like this with a short boundary, maybe not the worst idea sometimes to bat second. Unfortunately for them, they lost the toss this afternoon, and the Vembro Impalas send them into bat, so they will have to defend whatever score they post.
I think the Knights was well served with a 1 o'clock start. If this was an earlier start this morning with the rain we had about yesterday, might have been a bit of extra juice in that morning wicket and might have stopped on the wicket just a little bit more. Look, it's going to be a fantastic batting wicket during the second innings of the match.
Yeah, as it is, sun's out, and it looks like a belt out there. So the Knights will still have a job to do with the ball. Stay disciplined. As we see Wadi Mokwane. So between long on and deep mid wicket for another 2. Good running again by Ross Boast. He's at the best seat in the house.
Yeah, and he's been good. He's done exactly what's been asked of him. Run hard between the wickets. Get yourself off strike when you're on it. Rousseau, ready to launch. 11 balls left in the innings. He's on 68.
Using his feet down the wicket. Just short of Kleinans here at long on. C.P. Kleinans, former Grey College boy. Also used to play at the university and played a few games for the Knights as well. Went back to Northern Cape and now finds himself in Limpopo.
A couple of guys who left Northern Cape for the Wembro Limpopos. Or Limpopo rather. Boasty, as he's affectionately known. Wonder if Boast Senior is around. Sure hope so. What a man that is to run in next to a cricket field.
8 balls left in this innings. Suppose Boast will get the nod from Riley Rousseau and the license that he can go for it. Some wickets in hand here for the Knights. Goes across, trying to get on the inside of that, just missing out. But you can see his intention, looking to access that short boundary.
And a very good USA week last year for Marties in Bloemfontein, Ross Boast. That's probably where he grabbed the attention of JP Trichot and Rafiq Abrams and co. His eyes were skywards there. Ross Boast. Good bowling. Bowled it wider.
Yeah, Ross Boast, one of those players that were selected last year in that USA team of the tournament. Had a very good week here in Bloemfontein. Obviously the USA week taking place in Stellenbosch this year. First week of December. It's become a proper platform where players have launched themselves into professional careers. This time does make contact. Should only be one. And Riley Rousseau will face the last ball of the 19th over.
Modi Mekwane has been a class act yet. But it's Mutswiri, in fact, bowling this over. His middle over was mightily expensive when it went for 28. But he's about to finish his third. He's none for 38. Big ball this for both teams.
Again, seems like he just took the pace of that one. I suppose that is why he bowled those death overs, because he does bowl good slower balls, change-ups.
It was a fantastic over and a brilliant final delivery, keeping Riley Rousseau of all batters scoreless. So 6 balls left, and the 19th over. We speak about the 19th over as being one of the most important overs in an innings, because it either sets the batting side up for the final over, or it sort of puts the bowlers in charge. And with Boast on strike now, Rousseau getting nothing of that final delivery, 210 off the cards.
Yeah, it was a good over that for the Impalas, and the Knights would do well to get some momentum and impetus off this final over. It's going to be bowled by Modi Mokwani. He's been exceptional. 2 for 18 in his 3 overs, going at 6 and over.
2 wides. That's what they've bowled in 19 overs. That's good going. The Impalas making the batters work for their runs. A couple of no balls, unfortunately, as well.
Clear plans here with 4 guys out on the leg side. Boast looking to reverse.
Now they were always going through for one. Always going for one. And now Rousseau's got 5 deliveries.
Yeah, and he'd like to maximize on that. So clear plans there. Boast knew exactly what was coming and he looked to access the offside. Unfortunately for him, could not make contact, but they did manage to scamper through for a single. Leg by.
5 deliveries. Rousseau on 69.
Again, if you look at this field, knowing Riley Rousseau, he knows where the fielders are up, obviously. Don't be surprised if this goes over this fine leg area. He just creates the length for himself, accesses maybe that long off area.
That's what I'm thinking. Over mid-off.
Wide.
So the trick here with the field they've set, it's a length thing here. Rafi can't go to full, because then surely Riley Rousseau is going to hit him back over his head or over mid-off. And that first one was full and wide, so I'd be tentative to bowl it there again if I was Modi Makwane.
Yeah, I think the line is going to be key here. He's looking to get it outside that off stump, maybe a foot outside. Rousseau too smart for him. Gets into his line and dispatches that for 6.
Yeah, I think they've missed a trick here, to be honest, Raf. If he's going to bowl that full, he's going to give Riley Rousseau an opportunity to score on the leg side, behind square, where he's got no protection and a short boundary. Because he doesn't mind this space. He'll sweep this space.
It's one of the things I mentioned, a ball or two back with that fine leg up. Rousseau is always going to look to access that area as well.
That's well bowled.
Got it up in that block hole and made sure that's a dot ball worth gold at this stage of the game.
Two for 25 is Moni Makwane.
3 balls left. Knights 10 runs short of that 200 mark. One guy can get them. There's Riley Rousseau. Again, not interested. Well bowled by Modi Makwane.
See, that's a bit of length, because he's going to struggle to get that over short fine leg, Riley Rousseau, on that line and that length. He would have fancied himself getting it pots mid-off though.
Still feel that he might still look to manufacture something to get it over that short fine leg. And he does go across his stumps, but up in the air. They are going to look to come back for the second. Bose will have to run. Good running by Rousseau.
He's clutching his lower back. That's as much running as Riley Rousseau's got in him. He's clutching the lower back there. We hope it's nothing serious for his sake and
for the Knights.
It's been another fantastic knock by Riley Rousseau, just proving his class. So it's 170 runs already in 2 innings for Rousseau at a strike rate of well over 200 rather. Final ball of the innings. Modi Makwane to Rousseau.
Wide.
Not the final ball of the innings. There's another one to go.
Again, looking to bowl that line, foot 6-7 stump outside the off stump, but just going wide. Obviously trying to stay away from that leg side boundary, which is the short boundary in this game.
Yeah, sometimes it plays on your mind just a bit too much, though. I understand the tactics.
Rousseau going across, getting into that channel and dispatching that for 6. Gets the score to 199. And the Vembro Impalas will have to score 200 runs to win this game. That partnership.
So
going across as well. Getting into that channel and dispatching that for 6.
That four of
That's
that
the score to 199.
Post, and the rest of the runs belong to Riley Rousseau. 43.
That last delivery epitomizes the talent of Riley Rousseau. There was a little short arm jab off the one knee. And was a very decent hockey player as well, Riley Rousseau, and you could see that in that stroke. Good wrists, good hands. And in the end, you got to say a fantastic knock once again by the experienced campaigner Riley Rousseau. The Knights 199 for 4 off their 20, with 16 fours and 11 sixes in that innings. 126 balls in the end, so 6 extra balls, 4 wides and 2 no balls, and importantly, both 3 hits went for 6. So it's an extra 12 runs that the Knights got. But a fantastic performance by Riley Roscoe Rousseau once again. 83 not out of 36 deliveries. And the Vembro Impalas, when we come back, will need exactly 10 runs to the over for victory.
Welcome back to the Mangaung Oval. It's been a beautiful day so far. The clouds have stayed away. We've got sunny sky. The news from the middle, the Knights batted first. They scored 199 runs. Vembro Impalas coming in to chase exactly 200. I'm joined in commentary with Rafiq. Welcome, Rafiq. What do you think?
Yeah, thanks, John. It's competitive total posted by the Knights, but you still get the feeling that the bowlers and the bowling attack will still come out here and do a job, especially with that short boundary. As expected, the Knights will be bowling their first over from the Willows end, because you want to bowl that 20th over to that long boundary. So good attention to detail here. First over will be bowled by Johan van Dijk. It's been in good form this season. It's bowling quickly, it's bowling rapidly, and yeah, a bit surprised that he's playing today. Yesterday we heard that he might be sitting out. He had a bit of a stomach bug, but he's going to take the new ball here for the Knights with a deep square out. Liam Peters, it looks like Liam Peters, the Vembro Impalas captain, is going to take strike. Third man out as well.
As we see a slip in place, third man and deep square leg. It's going to be an interesting chase. The wicket we saw was good. Sun is shining. We know it's been batting well. But as we said, it's a big total on the board.
Oh, inside edge, and he played on. Great start here for the Knights. Johan van Dijk strikes with the first ball, and that's the end of Peters. He'll depart without troubling the scorers.
On the board.
Oh, inside edge, and he played on. Excellent start by the Knights. Spoke about the pace that Johan van Dijk bowls with, and on that occasion, man gets Liam Peters to drag that one on.
Excellent start here for the Knights, as we see Peters just trying to get that through the offside as the ball was coming across him, but it got a big inside edge onto his wickets. Unfortunately, just the one bail dislodged, and it's enough to send him. As we said, it's a big total on the board.
So the other opening partner, Masondo, inside edge, and he played on. And he's joined at the crease by Ludwig Keisner. Masondo had a decent knock last week against the SWD Garden Route Badgers.
As Keisner takes his guard, he will be wanting to add to the total. I'm hoping he's got that 2 drop catches out of his mind in the 15th over.
Yeah, he's going to focus on his batting. He's going to fine leg out for Van Dijk, or deep square and a third man out. Those are the 2 players out in this power play. Just down leg, wide. So Van Dijk just struggling with his lines.
Just a bit of movement there.
And we saw it when Impalas bowled up front with that new ball. There was something in the wicket, but the Knights obviously got through that and had a very good power play, getting 60 in that first 6 overs. Unfortunately, we all know that if you lose early wickets in this power play, you set yourself back. Again, just down leg, and it goes 4 wides down the leg side. Johan van Dijk just looked like his wrist was breaking behind that ball and just pushing it down leg.
Costly runs here from Johan van Dijk up front.
Again, just down leg, and it goes 4 wides down the leg side. Johan van Dijk.
Unfortunately, as we said, they had the 2 no balls that did go for 6, conceded a 6 on the delivery, and then also going for 6 the preceding delivery. So very costly for them, but Johan van Dijk took a wicket off the first delivery, wants to come back here.
Much better. Down the ground, just for 1. Yeah, we saw the Limpopo Impala, Vembro Impalas discipline with the ball towards the end of their innings. 5 or 6 extras, I believe. And the Knights at this stage already probably 5 extras already. So Masondo to face Van Dijk from the Willows end. Again, down leg. Not great discipline this from Johan van Dijk. Undoing a lot of hard work. Again, umpire Valdo Lategan signaling 4 wides. Again, down leg. Not great discipline this from Johan van Dijk. Undoing a lot of hard work.
Taken a wicket off the first delivery. Now we've had 2 very loose deliveries. Going for extras. There's already 12 on the board with only 2 deliveries actually bowled. Pressure's on the big man. They're expecting 4 good overs from him. He'll need to shape up here. He's got a big job to do.
Again, down leg. Another wide. So Van Dijk struggling here. Struggling with his lines. And without much effort, the Vembro Impalas has got 13 runs on the board. Said earlier on that they need to go at 10 and over. Still 4 balls left in this over. Short and wide with Offord, and that's cut over that backward point area for another boundary for 4. Masondo helping himself there. Van Dijk under pressure here.
Beautiful shot from Masondo. We saw Jiang Kluter in the first innings.
And that's cut over that backward point area for another boundary for 4.
We know it's a belter to bat on. It's carrying through nicely. Masondo looking very comfortable in the cut shot there on the up. Going over backward point. 17 runs off 3 deliveries. The runs on the board, the wicket has fallen, but you can just feel that the momentum has already shifted again.
Pulled away to that short boundary for another boundary. So Johan van Dijk is under pressure here. 21 on the board with 2 balls to go in the first over.
Just feel that the momentum has already shifted again.
Not the length that you want to bowl. Pulled away to that short boundary. That the short for another boundary. That eastern side of the ground. So you.
I think this is just a chilling reminder how good the wicket is playing, and that what we saw from Riley Rousseau can be replicated. Some beautiful batting in the first innings, but 200.
Again, wide. So Johan van Dijk really struggling here.
All of a sudden 200's not looking that far off. We know that, as we saw in the first innings, the 15th and the 18th over were the big overs for the Knights, where things were just a bit loose and they could get that 20 plus over. We know it's crucial in the game, where an over for the Impalas could have been a disaster, having lost a wicket off the first delivery. They've recovered now with 22 runs or 4 deliveries. This one's full and it's hit over cover, and it's going to run away to the boundary, and that's 26 runs off the first 5 deliveries. Or 4 deliveries.
Yeah.
This one's full and it's hit over
short and
cover,
wide,
and it's going to run away to the boundary,
and
that's 26 runs off the.
A few wides down the leg side, and you would want to get out of this over quickly.
As we see a fielding change. Third man coming up, lead backward point.
It's full off stump, out of the ground. All happening here. 2 wickets in this over, but also 26 runs. Masondo looking to go big again, trying to put Van Dijk under pressure, and he would be as a lead man at the moment. Out of the ground at 26 runs, but also taking 2 wickets. Johan van Dijk not looking happy with himself. even though he took 2 wickets in that over, and that's understandable.
What a roller coaster of an over, I think.
It's full off stump. Again, we speak out of the ground. Momentum, and Vembro Impalas just getting momentum in that over and giving it away with that last ball again. We speak about wickets in that power play. If you lose 3 wickets or so in that power play,
It's full off stump.
Shown that you're more than likely to lose the game. And the Impalas have lost 2 in that first over. They've got that 26 runs on the board. But both the openers are back in the hut. CSA Kleinans has joined Ludwig Keisner in the middle.
So I think Masondo would be kicking himself. It was a big over for them. He's gotten a bit of momentum. This final delivery was pitched up on the wickets, and it was going big down the ground, missing out and losing his off stump. As we see Jock Snyman introduced in the attack from the Loch Logan end.
Snyman bowls well to left-handers. Again, left-right hand combination out in the middle. Just tucked away for 1 by Keisner.
The Knights have opted more than one occasion to start with Jock Snyman. Usually gets that early breakthrough for them. There's a habit of picking up a wicket in the beginning, and that's what they'll be looking for to continue here. 2 wickets falling in the first.
The 2 guys out for him. He's got a long off out and a deep mid wicket. Seems like he'll have a slip in place.
We haven't seen much turn today, have we?
I was impressed with the Limpopo spinners, especially. They pulled it back nicely after the power play, bowled a lot flatter and quicker.
I think that will suit Jock Snyman. He tends to dart it in a bit more.
Again, should only be 1. They're coming back for the second.
Good running.
Good running there by CSA Kleinans. Turning that 1 into 2. And that's going to be clear. We saw after the power play the Knights just gone through a bit of a dip. Not rotating strike. Again, just through that mid-on area for another single. So Keisner doing well here. Only 5 of this Snyman over so far. 2 balls to go. Again, you see slip in place, long off, and a deep mid wicket out for the left-handed CSA Kleinans. Again, quick single. Cole Abrams in that extra cover position, unfortunately couldn't get that in quick enough. Could have been a run-out opportunity.
Good running so far this over.
Again, a bit of a mix-up here, but Kleinans gets home safely. That's the end of the second over. Only 7 runs coming off that over. 33 for 2. After the first over went for 26, but we also saw 2 big wickets in that first over. Immediately we see a bowling change, and it's Mbongi Mhlanga, left arm spinner, comes into the attack from the Willows end. Bowled well last week against the Northern Cape Heat. Picked up 2 for 31 in his 4 overs.
I really like the running there in the previous over from the Impalas. Very disciplined, making sure they don't rack up any dots. Big job here from CSA Kleinans and Keisner to steady the ship. They know they can do it, they have the capability, but they need wickets in hand.
Mbongi Mhlanga just got a long off out in a deep mid wicket. That one just tad too short. It's played into the covers. Driven down the ground to long off for one by Keisner. Said earlier on that good running here between the wickets from these two Vembro Impalas batters.
The running is going to be crucial in this chase. It is going to be crucial, and they're doing well so far, not conceding as many dots. It's going to be the message of the day. Converting dots into singles and singles into twos. It's short, it's pulled, and it's between square leg and 45, and it's gone for 4. Bit short there.
Not a good delivery by Mbongi Mshlanga. Dragged that one, and
it's short, it's
easy
pulled,
runs on offer
and
for
it's
CSA
between
Kleinhans.
Square leg and 45,
good matchup here
and
for
it's gone for
Limpopo,
4.
with the left-handed batter facing the left-arm spinner. See the two guys out deep mid-wicket and a long on. Schlanga obviously wants to should only be one, and that gets the right-handed Keisner on strike, and we see a change in the field, long off and a deep mid-wicket. So Bongi hasn't found his rhythm yet. Again, off the back foot into the covers. That's 4. Good shot there by Ludwig Keisner.
Beautiful shot there. I must remark.
Again, off the back foot into the covers. That's 4.
So far.
Good shot there by Ludwig Keisner.
They have taken the wickets, but if the wickets weren't there, it's not been a very good performance. It's not been very well in trying to restrict this chase. They just have to be careful here, because we know if this partnership does build, they would be in trouble.
Okay, just down the ground for one. Totally agree. 3 overs gone. 44 for 2. The Vembro Impalas going at almost 15 runs an over in the first 3 overs. So even though they lost that 2 wickets, still going at a healthy run rate here. And totally agree that the discipline from the Knights bowlers has not been good. Jacques Snyman to continue from the Loch Logan end. He'll be bowling to Keisner. That mid-wicket area is still vacant. So we see another single through that area. Change in the field for the left-handed CSA Kleinhans. Long off out. Deep mid-wicket.
Very disciplined here from Jacques Snyman, especially slip was taken out. And this is just what they need. It's nothing too fancy, just hitting their areas. But yeah, 45 runs after the first 3 overs. They have conceded quite a lot.
Just good by Snyman. Dot balls at this stage, it's all you'd like to see. Just bring a bit more normality to the situation. Again, rotating the strike, Kleinhans getting another single, and that's what they've done well, these 2 batters. Not taking any chances. Indifferent bowling from the Knights. All ball, Jacques Snyman. 1 ball to go in this 4th over. Just 2 runs conceded so far. Excellent over from Jacques Snyman.
Yeah, fantastic over from Jacques Snyman. only conceding 9 runs in his 2 overs. It's been crucial. As we see the end of the 4th, it's 46 for the loss of 2. One thing that I can remark is the discipline we saw in this last over from the batting side and from Jarkson and bowling. It's just the discipline, hitting your areas, not becoming anxious. There was a moment we were remarking in the Knights innings where they were going along well, but it looked as if they were running out of options or playing very one-dimensionally, trying to only get the boundary options, and you'd sense feeling like they're missing out on a couple of singles, or they were really just trying to target the short side of the boundary. But it's going to be crucial not to have that mentality so here for the Impalas, and they're doing well so far.
A bowling change here, Malusi Siboto. And he also starts off slightly straight. And Kleinhans would maybe feel a bit aggrieved that he missed out there.
Siboto, a veteran here on the Knight side. It's a packed Knight side, we must remark. Looking on paper, you could say there's a lot of experience in the side, Rafiq.
Spot on. We spoke earlier on about 4 former Proteas players in the squad, and Malusi Siboto, still one of the pros in the side, looks after you. If you look at his conditioning, he's still in top shape. He's done a great job for the Knights over the years. LBW appeal and is given him. Siboto struck with his second ball, and he gets the wicket of Ludwig Keisner in top shape. He's done a great job. Keisner departs for 13 of 13 balls. LBW appeal and is given him, and that's a big wicket for the Knights. 47 for 3. They got those 3 crucial wickets, but like we said earlier on, the discipline with the ball has not been great, but they keep on getting wickets. 3 wickets down in this power play, always a strong indicator if you lose wickets in the first 6 overs.
Yeah, big wicket here from Siboto, just on the money. Keisner trying to play a bit too square maybe, and missing the ball in front of the wickets. Umpire says that is out. November Impalas finding themselves 47 for the loss of 3 within the power play, and Rafiq did mention that statistic about losing 3 wickets in the power play can be detrimental to your success in chasing.
So the Impala side keeping up with that rate required, but they've lost that 3 wickets. As we see the new batter making his way to the middle to join CSA Kleinhans. Moholoboto. A bit of an indifferent performance with the ball here. They did pick up those 3 wickets, but you've got to say they haven't bowled that well.
We were talking earlier, Rafiq, about Division 1 and Division 2, and you could just sense if this word Division 1, it might have been much more costly.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of room for error at the top.
4 balls left in this 5th over. Malusi Siboto. Old Wars back on the button, back on the money. Now he's got a deep square third man. Like to string together a few dot balls here to create some pressure. This one just squeezed to that third man fielder. Should not be a second run, but there's a misfield from Langa, and they do come back for the second. Slip coming out. Goes into that gully area. Now bowled Malusi Siboto.
It's beautiful bowling here. And it's what he's been known for over the seasons. He's hitting his area. It's quite beautiful to watch when you appreciate the game and he understands exactly what his role is. And he does it to perfection. Getting into his rhythm here. Only conceding the 2 runs so far. And getting the wicket.
Experienced campaigner Siboto. And again, excellent over for the Knights. The 5th over. Just conceding the 2 runs and picking up the big wicket of Ludwig Keisner. So at the same stage, after 5 overs, the Knights were 54 without loss. Vembro Impalas 49 for 3. As we see another bowling change from the Loch Logan end. Langa coming into the attack.
You know, we talk about the development of the game and the evolution of the game. We've seen over the last decade all the new shots that have become stock standard in a sense. But when it does come to the key performance indicators, the things that do win you the game, it is the basics. It is hitting your line and length. It is getting a runner ball. It is taking your catches. It's wide and it's cut over the cover region, and that's going to run away for 4.
Yeah, another Knights bowler coming into the attack and, you know, not starting off well. On the back foot after that first ball Langa. Short and wide. And that should be an area that should concern them.
It brings up the 50. That's the second gift CSA Kleinhans has gotten while he's there. This one into the body. Let's push towards mid-wicket and no run. Good recovery.
You do get the feeling that that short boundary might just be in the back of the minds of some of the bowlers. Because at times they do want to stay away from the stumps when they bowl from the Loch Logan end. But if you offer width on this field, there's no place to hide. Again, with offered full top shot there by CSA Kleinhans for 6 over extra cover.
That's a beautiful shot from CSA Kleinhans. It was full, it was wide, and he got all of it. I just wanted to comment on it, Rafiq. We've actually seen in the first innings from Bembo Impalas that they focused heavily on the offside, keeping it on the offside with the danger lurking of the short boundary. However, I actually think it's cost them even more. And what we're seeing here is, I think, the same thing, because bowling wide, there's no risk, there's no threat from the bowling at all.
Still
going for the quick single here.
Good cricket here from CSA Kleinhans.
And there is going to be an overthrow. And they're going to come back for 2.
I've got to say that the Knights won't be happy with the discipline in the field and with the ball. That time around, Cole Abrams doing the fielding, but unfortunately the player backing up could not manage to gather that. So deep point out, a deep square leg.
Inside edge this time, but they're going to come through for 1.
Last ball, 1 ball left in this power play. 62 for 3.
And should I dare comment, but in the time that I have done the commentary and observed the Knights and the way they play, yeah, you see moments of brilliance, innings that are absolutely belters. You see bowlers coming in and doing tremendous work, but you're also always in the same flip side of the coin where you see a lot of sloppiness that needs to be made up with a lot of acts of brilliance.
I have to agree, not a great team performance so far compared to last week. I thought last week everybody played their part. Yes, Riley Rousseau got that 97 off 46 balls, but at the end of the day, everybody chipped in. Good partnership with Cole Abrams, 54 of 40 balls. Ruan Haasbroek 30 of 9 last week, and then all the bowlers chipped in. Johan van Dijk got 2 for 23, Bongi Mhlanga 2 for 31, and Sisanda Magala 2 for 12. This time around, yes, the Riley Rousseau innings stands out, but in the field and with the ball, the Knights have not been on the button, apart from maybe Malusi Suboto, as we see another bowling change after the power play. So 62 for 3 after the power play, as we see Mbongi Mhlanga comes back into the attack from the Willows End. And as expected, 5 players out for Mhlanga. Lot more protection. Easy single for CSA Kleinhans. They're going to look to come back for the second, and they do. Good running again by the Vembro Impalas batters.
Brilliant batting here from CSA Kleinhans. He's looking in good form. Got a couple of boundaries, and we spoke about making those singles into twos, and that's exactly what they've done so far.
As you see that fielder deep mid-wicket boundary, 10 off the fence. Spoke earlier on about the angles. That's will be important on this field. Big pockets in the western side of the field. Fielders on the fence, on the boundary, 10 meters off. Make sure that they don't turn those ones into twos. Big open space in that mid-wicket area. Again, just straight to that fielder at backward point. Now these dot balls are crucial, and I think the Knights would set themselves a target of bowling a lot more of those, just to try and create a bit more pressure. A lot of freebies were given in those first 6 overs. Again, straight to that fielder in the covers.
Much better bowling here. 3 dots in a row. Just a bit of flight. It looks like it's turning ever so slightly. But still at the stumps, not allowing to free the hands. Oh, and we do see a big sweep shot come through. And somehow misses the wickets. It was much better bowling. It was 4 dots in a row. And we see the end of the 7th, 65 for 3. And that's exactly what we wanted to see, Rafiq.
Yeah, much better over there from Bongi Mhlanga. Unlucky in that last ball. You could see in his reaction that he felt that was close to that off stump. So that run rate has come down to 9.3. 10.4 required from here on in. As we see the captain, Dane Pitt, coming into the attack from the Loch Logan end. Langa going for that 13 runs in his first over. Dane Pitt, obviously an experienced campaigner. Good pace and on the stumps there from Dane Pitt. But Kleinhans gets through for the single.
Just talk about those small momentum changes, and in the last over those 4 last deliveries, just feel it change again.
Again, they look to come back for the second. Big open pocket there for the off spinner. Nobody in that mid-wicket area. So any bat on ball through that area, you guaranteed at least a single. All three fielders on the leg side on the boundary, and obviously this short fine leg.
This one floated up a bit and will come through for single. But it's been good bowling here from Dane Pitt. Batsmen are just being kept quiet now. And it will start to play on their minds. CSA Kleinhans back on strike. This one a bit faster, but it's into that deep
good running.
They come back for two. Good running. Called early.
You've got to mention how well they're running between the wickets, the Vembro Impalas batters, turning ones into twos. And another single out there to the sweeper in the offside. Just keeping the scoreboard ticking over, the Impalas.
Crucial last delivery here. 7 runs conceded. It's been a good over.
Again, nobody in that mid-wicket area, so any bat on it, if the ball goes into that area, it's always 1 or 2. End of the 8th over, 73 for 3.
I think that over was really just a good example of how crucial the running is. You know, nothing too glamorous out of that over in terms of shot selection, but they still have 8 runs on the board. It keeps them in the game. Just remaining mindful of it. It was really good bowling from Dame Pitt. Didn't give much on offer, but they converted those ones into twos. And if they continue this, the bad delivery does come, and they can capitalize on that. And all of a sudden, 8 runs and over can turn into 11 or 12. And so it was really good running here.
Yeah, I totally agree. As we see Mshlanga coming his 3rd over from the Willows end. He's bowled a lot better his 2nd over, and seems like he's found his rhythm.
Definitely finding his rhythm. That's 5 dots in a row now for him. Stepping across, slashing it through the offside. Sweeper's got to work hard. Cuts it off, but they'll come back for 2. And you see you've got the 5 dot balls, and now you're forcing the batsman to step across, trying to do something different. Get him trying to disrupt your rhythm. I don't think he would mind that much. I loved it when a batsman starts moving in the crease, starting to look anxious. You always know something can happen.
Yeah, credit to these Impalas batters. We spoke about this big outfield and lots of twos on offer at this field. Straight back to the bowler.
Trying to slog sweep it. Just still needs to keep his form, yeah? Slog sweep again, attempt. Goes down to 45. You can start feeling that urgency creeping in. Scoreboard pressure, Rafiq.
Yeah, much better over this time around again from Mshlanga. See that run rate achieved going down to 8.8. Still comfortable from that perspective for Impalas. Another dot ball.
Oh, it's a misfield, and they do come through for 1. That's the big man, Johan van Dijk, who's standing there at backward cover. Backward point. As you see the final delivery here in the 9th. It's full. There's a big appeal. Umpire says
that was close.
Umpire says it's sliding down leg, but it's a big appeal. Rafiq thinks it's out.
Getting too excited here in the commentary box and showing a little bias.
There's a big appeal.
From up here, it looked like a good shout, but our umpire Valdo Latergan reckons no, that would not have hit the stumps, or if anything, maybe a bit of some bat on it, which I doubt. But as it is, 77 for 3 after 9. Good over nonetheless from Mhlanga, going for 6 in his 3 overs, 18 conceded.
Dane Pitt continuing from the Loch Logan end. This one was hit too long off. Second run not on offer there. But it's been really good bowling, where we saw in the first innings the Knights fall away after the power play. They've really stepped up here with the bowling effort.
Swept to that deep square leg fielder, should only be 1. And Jacques Snyman does the fielding, keeps it down to 1. So misfield in the previous over where we thought it was a dot ball, but then they scampered through for a single. Was it Cole Abrams the guilty party? Johan van Dijk.
Oh, big appeals given! And Sepia Kleinhans has to depart. Dane Pitt, the skipper, the veteran, does get that 4th wicket for them.
The guilty party.
Sepia Kleinhans was building up his innings. He has to depart for 30 runs after.
Oh, big appeals given!
We've been speaking about this pressure that's been building, and it has paid dividends.
Spot on. Dane Pitt, good matchup for the Knights. Off spinner bowling to the left-handed Sepia Kleinhans gets the big wicket. So a decent knock here from Kleinhans. 30 off 21 balls. But the 2 spinners at the moment doing the job for the Knights. Dane Pitt from the Loch Logan end and Mbongi Mhlanga from the Willows end. As we join in the box here, Spoot Smith.
Yeah, sorry, Ref. Actually, apologies, John, for making you do a bit of an extended stint. I was trying to check a scorecard and so I was late for a Teams meeting. So, good time to check it, but good recovery from the Knights.
Good recovery. I thought the 2 spinners are actually pulling it back nicely. Good over from Malusi Siboto. And just before that, a lot of indiscipline with the ball. Johan van Dijk got those 2 crucial wickets, but going for 26 got Limpopo off to not sure what to make of it. Would you take the 2 wickets and concede the 26 runs?
I think 26 is just a bit too much, isn't it? maybe 16 in the 2 wickets or 17 in the 2 wickets would have upset it. I think what was disappointing for Joe van Dijk was, it was really just sort of the radar that just went. A couple of 5 wides down the leg side, giving Kluter no chance. And we all know what a quality bowler Joe van Dijk is. Just that wrist position, he just lost it, and you could, how unhappy he was.
Good pace here from Dane Pitt, not leaving the stumps.
I've been watching quite a bit, and Kleinhans said a few belters that one over extra cover.
Top shot that. Top shot.
But Dane Pitt, both him and Riley Rousseau throughout this match, just showing their class, and I thought the second over of Mbongi Mhlanga was a very good one. Just helping to create that pressure.
Yeah, Dane Pitt still got a lot of cricket left in him. Recently attended the level 3 coaching course. So maybe someday also looking to transition into a coaching role. But as a spinner, he's still got a lot to offer. Still looking in good shape. He's worked hard in the off season. You can look at his conditioning and you can see that he's looking in good shape. And as I said earlier, he's been excellent for this Knights team on and off the field. As we see a bowling change from the Willows end, and it's the debutant Ross Post coming into the attack.
Yeah, it's good to see him having a go as well. It was so good, as we mentioned earlier, at that USAC Cricket Week here in Bloemfontein during December 2024. Just going back to Mbongi Mhlanga, a left arm tweaker. His first over went for 11. He's 3 overs, none for 18. What a comeback by the young man. Jacques Snyman was Misley up front, 2 overs, none for 9. And then the wily old fox, Malusi Siboto. It was his over that actually started the drag back.
Yeah.
1 for 2 of 1 over.
Just changed the momentum. As we see Post running in. Goes past the back. Good start by the young Ross Post.
Yeah, there'll be nerves around for Boasty, as he's known by his teammates. Schooled at Hilton College in KwaZulu-Natal. First met Boasty at a pink day between Hilton and Michaelhouse. His family quite integral in the start of that tradition in the Natal Midlands, all in support of cancer and more focused on breast cancer awareness. When Hilton and Michaelhouse play each other on the cricket field once a year, they have it as the pink day.
Yeah, he's just changed his angle of approach to the left-handed Ngobeni. Coming over the wicket, captain giving him a slip. Top edge. Excellent catch. Looks like Pat Botha.
Yeah, he's on the park for Riley Rousseau, I presume. But what a debut for Ross Post. Second delivery, and he rushed Mokholoboto there. Does bowl a heavy ball, Ross Post.
Captain giving him
Proves
a slip.
it right there. Short one does the trick. And the 5th wicket. It's Ngobeni.
Top
rather.
edge. I think that excellent catch up early on. Ngobeni departs. And that will give Ross Post a lot of confidence. He must be thinking it's quite easy to play at this level. Captain giving him a slip.
Yeah, it is Shelton Ngobeni who's lost his wicket. He's made the 1 of 5
Top
deliveries.
Excellent catch.
Professional debut. 2nd wicket. That's a dream start for the young man.
So Pat Botha on the field. He's taken that catch. We saw Riley Rousseau picked up a bit of a to himself that second last delivery of the night's innings.
Oh, this is a well-balanced night's outfit. Spoke about that 7 bowlers, and how handy is 7 bowlers when the opposition is 45 after 3 overs. Drifts down the leg.
And if one of your bowlers like Johan van Dijk, as was the case today, just has an off day and travels, then that seven bowlers becomes quite a luxury to have. We've seen that even Langa struggled in his first over. Well bowled by the young man.
Hits that hard length, Ross Post. And when he tucks you up like that, it's really difficult to score of. At the Women's World Cup, South Africa 319 for 7. England 2 down early on. Laura Wolford 169 of 143. Playing the innings of a lifetime, but she is one of the best batters in the women's game.
Absolutely. Always felt that for them to post a big score, they had to contend with Eccleston, a left-arm spinner.
She did take 2 wickets in her first 5 overs, but it was a partnership between Laura Wolford and Marizon Kapp, who made 42 of 33. Sort of steadied the things, but I mean 169 of 143 in a World Cup semi-final.
Especially if you consider that I think they got, when they played England in the round robin stages, they got bowled out for, what was it, 60 odd?
69. Attention back to Burst, another wicket! 2 in his first over in professional cricket. Probably got away with 1 there, but a wicket nonetheless for Ross Post.
Robin stages, they got short and wide and 60 odd. Straight to 69. Cole Abrams in that backward point position.
Attention back to Burst, another wicket!
2 in his first over in professional cricket. And as I said earlier on, he must think it's quite quite easy to make the step up.
Now it's Mokoloboto who departs the scene. Caught cold from the Vembro Limpopo Impalas. 1 over, 2 for 2. First over in pro cricket. Not a bad return.
Absolutely, and if you look at it, the Knights would be eyeing that bonus point again. Got one last week against the Northern Cape Heat. And it looks like they could be on their way to another one here.
Can be so important, those bonus point victories. 2 games for them in central South Africa to start off with. One in the neighbours, in Kimberley, and one at the home ground, the Mangaung Oval.
I think they might be on their way up to Nelspruit for the next one.
Against Mpumalanga, the Rhinos put together a decent squad.
I think their last game against Nyati posted a decent score, looked to post a decent score, but unfortunately I think that game rained out. So the Knights, if they do get that bonus point, which we think they could, they would be sitting pretty at the top of the log.
Just mentioning this squad and squad depth like we have during the day. Remember Tiaan van Vuren is away on national duty, called up to the SAA side. Add him to the mix, another all-rounder option.
Left arm seamer, that just brings you that variation also into the bowling attack. He's had an excellent season, Tiaan van Vuren, and obviously rewarded with inclusion in the SAA side.
Dane Pitt, the way he's varying his pace is brilliant to see.
He's an experienced campaigner. A couple of these Knights players also obviously got recruited for the SA20 squads. Dane Pitt, Tiaan van Vuren and Jacques Snyman. Big appeal again, and he's given him. That's the end of Motswiri.
Yeah, it's going downhill, and it's going downhill quickly now for the Vembro Impalas. The experience of Dane Pitt shining through.
Tiaan van Vuren and Jacques Snyman.
Bowls it quickly, bowls it straight.
Big appeal again, and he's given him.
Even if you get your pad in front, Roger Byrne with a decision. And Motswiri didn't give too much trouble to the scorers. He's faced 5 deliveries. And that bonus point victory closer and closer for the Knights. What a day it's turned out to be in Bloemfontein. The weather gods listened. It's Wednesday, so it's braai night. Don't have to bring the braai inside.
Yeah, overcast this morning and rain throughout the evening. Sun's out and shining on the Knights at the moment. Mori Mokwani at the crease, and he's joined by Matthew Allard.
It does look like Allard. He's off the mark, first up.
Yeah, he started off this afternoon, bowled nicely his first over.
There he slows it down. He's wily. He's wily, Dane Pitt. What a spell it's been. 3 overs, 2 for 14. Got Boast who picked up 2 wickets in his first over. He'll be raring to have another one.
Yeah, excellent performance with the bat for the Knights, especially Riley Rousseau. They would be slightly concerned with that in that power play with that new ball, the discipline that was shown, but Siboto, Pitt and Mshlanga pulling it back and getting the Knights in a winning position here. Boast to continue.
He'd like to retire now out of T20 cricket. He'll have an average with a ball in hand of a half. No, of one, rather. He's conceded 2 runs, taken 2 wickets. Not a bad average to go out with.
Output. And just safe. Could have had a third one there. That ball just over the head of Dane Pitt as they go through for 2 runs.
He's rushing them, ref. He's rushing them. The ball is heavy. It reminds one of Jacques Callis. He's also got a bit of a slant in his run-up. If you have a look at his head position when he runs in. But strong shoulders and a strong back. It's a back that has caused him trouble, though. He has struggled with the...
Oh, that was close.
He has struggled with a back stress fracture in the past. Took some time off bowling in his matric year. But a quality player and a good prospect. His older brother, Matt Boast, bowls a heavy ball as well.
I must say that looks like a clean action because there's good momentum going through the crease.
Worked hard at it.
Worked on that action. That's short to the short boundary. And that's big. That's maximum. Hollard helping himself there to 6 runs.
Can't all be easy in your debut. Can't all be easy. He'll learn from that.
Maybe just the ego getting, rushing him or rushing the other batter before that and trying to bowl a short one again. But to the short boundary, always a bit of a risk.
I was cleanly hit.
Immediate change in the field. Slip going out for Hollard. Going to deep square. And that deep square leg moves to deep mid-wicket. So a bit more protection on that short boundary. 3 fielders out in the boundary towards the leg side. Oh, and that's bowled in.
The dream continues for Ross Boast. Somebody wake me up, he says. 3 wickets in his first 10 deliveries in professional cricket. What a comeback. Just got smacked over mid-wicket. And Hollard departs the scene. Didn't waste much time. 9 from 5 deliveries.
Oh, and that's bowled in. Yeah, Ross Boast, huge comparison to make there early on, comparing him with the great Jacques Callis. I'll tell you what, he's got something about him, this kid.
Just to be clear, I said there's a bit of Jacques Callis in his bowling. I have not yet made the decision on Boasty that he's the next Jacques Callis. But I'll tell you what, if you look at his run-up, he's worked hard at it. Obviously, he's got that slight slant of the left or the right shoulder slanting down. Very much like big Mr. Callis. Not so much of an angle on his run-up. But I think, like you mentioned, the action looks nice and clean. Something that's been worked on a lot. Credit has to go to the systems at Stellenbosch University.
Towards the leg side.
They knew that when they recruited him. But there's a couple of issues in the past.
Hold him.
So much experience in that region. Good bowling coaches, the likes of Rory Kleinfeld.
Yeah, good support staff also. If you look at Stellenbosch inside edge there, Ross. If you look at the Marty's team when they usually come to USO Weeks, you can see very professional.
They were very good in Bloemfontein last year. Beat the home side, the University of the Free State, in a very, very good semi-final clash. Both sides making 270 odd.
If I recall, I think they just lost out in the final to Pucker, Northwest University.
Here you see, hitting the splice of the bat a lot. And comfortable for batters. It's because of that length. 2 overs, 3 for 9. If you offered him that last night after he heard he's going to make his debut, he would have run for the hills and taken it with.
Absolutely.
Ref, international cricket on the horizon for the Mangaung Oval. 2027 World Cup, 2 years away. Any games in the foreseeable future?
Not 100% sure. I know Pakistan women are touring in December, but most of those games are being played at in Kimberley. I can tell you there's a couple of new strips that they've laid here with the eye on that World Cup.
Mhlanga back into the attack. He's bowled beautifully after an indifferent first over where he gave too much width to the right-handers.
And a lot of renovations taking place at the nets as well.
There was a chance. There was a chance in the field for the Knights. Good running.
Just a missed field there by, does it look like Patrick Botha? Excellent fielder, Pat Botha.
Good athlete. Good athlete. 36 years old.
Was probably still one of the fittest guys in the team. Top edge, just short.
That might have been a lucky wicket had he got it, but he deserves a bit of luck, Mhlanga. He's bowled beautifully.
One of the fittest guys in the team.
A young man.
Top edge into this just short. Team, Mhlanga. Made his debut a couple of seasons back. I think it was during lockdown. And I believe one game probably cost him almost ended his career when he ran into an inform Heinrich Klaassen down in PE.
Not easy. Not easy at all. Especially if you're a spin bowler.
But he's come along and he's bowled nicely today. One ball left in his spell. He's gone for 23 so far.
Finish it off well.
Good bowling here by Mhlanga and a appeal. Umpire Waldo Lateghan says no, he's made it back safely.
After going for 11 in his first over, his 4 overs go for 23.
Good
so
bowling here by
went at 4 and over after an indifferent first over. Good return. And he's congratulated there by Pat Botha. It's good to see the senior statesman showing good character. Mbongi Mhlanga, as you said, after running into an inform Heinrich Klaassen in almost his first debut. This might be his second debut.
Spot on. Yeah, and again, benefits from having somebody like Aaron Pangiso in the academy called setup. He's worked a lot with Pangi. A couple of left-arm spinners in our setup at the moment. Darian Rabi, Mondi Makunku. So nice to see them under the guidance of that could have been so close. Must have been some bat on it, obviously.
Yeah, it was a stifled appeal. Inside edge. There was a bit of tail in there for Ross Boast. Mondi Makunku, he's been around. Darian Rabi, a real youngster, now at the University of the Free State. Took a prodigious amount of wickets for Great College during his school career. Perhaps one of their most successful bowlers of all time.
Yeah, one of the...
Another one! Boasty gets 4! My word! What a debut! By the townhouse in Langenhoven Park. You're going nowhere. Boast Senior is getting the checkbook ready for that townhouse.
What a debut from Ross Boast. 4 on debut.
Another one! Boasty gets 4!
He'd be hoping to get that fifer.
Tell you what, the now Lions seam bowler Bayer Swanepoel stayed in my house for 18 months. If Boasty goes this way, he's welcome to move in. He's welcome. There's a spare room there.
Yeah, one of the...
This is another one! Boasty gets 4!
Say,
yeah, that was slightly lucky, but I'm still of the opinion It's because of that heavy ball. The guys are just a bit late on it. And even when you're not late, it just hits you slightly higher on the bat. It hits you on the splice. So you feel uncomfortable.
He's deceptively quick. I watched him last week when they played a couple of warm-up matches here. And that was when Coach JP Trichard immediately saw there's something here and he wanted him to be part of the squad. But he is deceptively quick and he does bowl a heavy ball. And if you add to that the fact that he obviously can bat, it does become a good package as a cricketer. So the last wicket here for Limpopo, Bembro Impalas.
I wonder how far he is with the studies.
Oh, almost got that up. Yeah, I believe he's quite a diligent student and quite good at that as well. I heard Ryan Bailey speak the other day about him, and the only thing that he was concerned of was that it's exam time and he wanted him to balance the two of the playing in this competition plus balancing that with his studies.
Yeah, I'll send those papers to Bloem. Stellenbosch days are over for us post. Searching for a fifer.
Looking to get that ball in the blocko. Just missing obviously that length. You can see what he's trying to do here.
Raf, 2 deliveries left in his third over. I'm banking one of these two he gets his fifer. Picks up 5 for squat in his first T20 game. Message to the coach and selectors.
Dream debut for him.
Bowling at Mosafoa.
Might just have the bragging rights in the post auto. And there it's a fifer. What a debut for Osboast.
And by the sound in the crowd, the Boast family is definitely here somewhere. It is Friday, like I said, so maybe just walk around and invite Senior for a bit of a bribe. But it is exactly that the Vembro Impalas make. And another bonus point victory it is for the Knights. They win by 99 runs in a dream debut for Ross Boast. 2.5 overs, 5 for 12. It was an indifferent start to the innings by the Knights when Joe van Dijk's first over went for 26. Despite picking up 2 wickets, Malusi Siboto and his one solitary over that he bowled in the end took a wicket for only 2 runs and started pulling things back. Dan Pitt and Mhlanga played a role, but in the end, except for 3 very costly overs, a professional performance by the Knights, Raf.
Absolutely. Obviously, it will take a lot of confidence going into their next game again. 1 or 2 areas that they can work on. Ross Boast, what a debut. Just wondering what his brother's best bowling figures in T20 cricket would be, and who's going to have the bragging rights in the Boast household.
Speaking on that, and just before we sort of package the game and finish it up, but it has to be a bit of a balancing act in the Boast home right now. You've got Matt, the older brother, has been a pro cricketer for the last 2 or 3 years now. Ross, all of a sudden, comes in and in his debut picks up a fifer, and he's going to lead the side off the park. Just think about this moment for a youngster. In his first professional cricket game, that ball will go straight into his kit bag. Hopefully signs it, gives it to Senior to put in the bar at home. Fantastic to see the elation of the rest of the Knights squads, meaning they're a tight bunch at this stage. Why wouldn't they be? They're playing winning cricket for the last 4 weeks. And a big, big moment and a stepping stone in the career of Ross Boast. Just to sum it up then, the Knights made 199 for 4 in their 20 overs. Good innings once again. Fantastic innings by Riley Rousseau. 83 not out of only 36 deliveries. The Vembro Impalas makes 100 all out. 30 from Sepia Kleinans and Masondo threatened early on. But it was 5 for 12 by Ross Boast and 2 for 14 by the captain Dan Pitt that provided the impetus for the Knights. And another bonus point victory. They will top the standings after round 2.